Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the Akim that are teaching this word. Shalom Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. Now, as you can see here, this is Jeremiah 30:6, right? Which talks about the time of Jacob's trouble. Because, pretty much, Esau is preparing, man. Esau's preparing, all right? Esau's preparing. I was speaking with a brother, not so long ago, and he was, telling me he was out in England, out in the middle of nowhere in England, and pretty much, there was like a military base there. That, the brothers, they stumbled across a military base. It's making me think when he told me this, that basically the brothers stumbled across a military base, and it was like in the middle of nowhere, right? So what is Esau? That's where Esau, obviously has a lot of his bases. It's like in the middle of nowhere, like in the countryside, where there's no one around, no distractions. So what are they doing there, man? They're preparing, all right? They prepare for the wars that they're going to have overseas. They prepare military tactics. They train. They strengthen their body and mind, the soldiers, for their missions, man. So we know that Esau is going to use a lot of these, he's going to use his military. That's why they're coming back from Afghanistan now. The British soldiers, they've all left Afghanistan. American soldiers, they've left Afghanistan. And the troops are coming back to their shores of the countries they're from. So eventually Esau is going to unleash them on the masses, man. He's going to unleash them on the masses, all right? And we've been telling you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans for the longest that Esau's going to come down with great wrath against you, man. All right? And he's going to use his militaries to do so, man. You have no idea, man. While you two-third Jakes and are playing around in these cities and in society in general, talking shit, up to mischief, Esau's preparing to kill you, man. All right? You've got no idea. You're not prepared mentally, spiritually for what's coming, man. All right? We've been telling you these things, but hey, you're going to have to learn the hard way, man. So this is Jeremiah 30:6. It says, "Ask ye now and see whether a man doeth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail?" Yeah, every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, meaning what? Like basically, it's like a vision of like men being in pain or men being as women. Like a woman when shit goes down, they got that spirit. Oh my gosh, what's going on? That's how men are going to be. That's what the scriptures is saying, man. All right, wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Yeah, basically you ain't got a clue what's happening. Why this is going down. All right, and you're scared, all right? That paleness is like symbolic of fear, because the Lord's going to bring fear upon you two-thirds, man, in these last days, all right? And he's going to use Esau and his military to do so, man. Okay? So it says, turned into paleness, right? And then it says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." All right? So it's the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. All right? The scripture says. So we know that, that the Lord is going to save a remnant, all right, from the troubles to come. All right? So it's a time of Jacob's trouble. So the time of you, and Jacob represents you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, all right? Great troubles about to come upon the children of Israel, as it did in the ancient world, all right? When the Roman Empire came down upon our people, when the Greek Empire came down upon our people, man, it was great tribulation, tumultuous times, a lot of bad things happening, and that's coming again. But the Lord said, but he shall be saved out of it. So that's talking about the remnant, all right, the believers. That's why we're screaming this word, all right, and prophesying of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, letting you know what's coming so that you can get right before it comes, so you can have a hedge. Because, you have people that say, well, what are you going to do when this all happens? Well, we're doing what we're supposed to do, believing in the Lord, man, having faith, Lord willing, all right? And our job is to just keep teaching so that the elect can hear amongst our people. Because we got no might in this society, man. We ain't got no plans and of how to escape and whatnot. We're just trusting in the Lord, man. And that's all we can do, all right? Hey, we trust in the Lord whether we have to die or the Lord finds a way to get us out of this. You know, at the end of the day, that's all we can do. Trust in the Lord and have faith in his word, man, and keep teaching. So we're telling you Jakes, that this is coming. But the Lord said, but he shall be saved out of it. So a remnant's going to be saved out of it, man. That's the brothers that believe in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, right? That's who's going to be saved in this time of trouble, man. So I want to read this here because Esau's preparing. Esau's in the middle of nowhere, all over the world, in these military bases, training with these weapons, man. All right, training with these knives, training with these guns, training with these bombs, explosives, whatever these devils are up to, man. All right, training guerrilla warfare tactics, how to come into, a big, project building with 10 project buildings. The Esau can lock that down real quick. They're training for that. Strategies. We're going to enter through here and they're going to start putting you Jakes to death, hurling you into concentration camps, into cages, Shit's going to get real serious, man. So this is Ezekiel 21:9. It says, Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord, a sword is sharpened and also furbished, all right? A sword is sharpened, all right? That's Esau's weapons. What happens when you see them ancient movies and they're using that instrument? It sort of looks like a stone and they spin it on like a wheel and it sharpens swords. That sword can now cut through anything, man. So this is symbolic of today, that Esau is sharpening his swords, his guns, his tanks, his bombs, his hand-to-hand combat. That's what they're doing, man. These devils, while you 2/3 joke around in society, man, act like jokers and jesters in this kingdom, like the butt of all jokes in this kingdom, Esau's training, man. Esau's military hey, they showed you years back, these Edomite militaries, they have shooting ranges, and in the shooting range, it's an image of a Jake, and they practice with their shooting. They got an image of a Jake, and they're practicing their shooting, man. So they got you in mind, man. And not to mention, they're sharpening not just Esau, but he has these foreign troops, the NATO troops. They're coming onto these shores, the Gurkha troops, East Indian troops. They're coming on these shores, man, or in America, in Britain, wherever Esau's going to make them land, all right? And they ain't got, and remember, a lot of them troops, as brothers always bring this out, they've got no ties to these countries, man. So they ain't gonna think twice about putting the citizens of these lands to death, man, and the evil that they'll bring upon them. All right. So it says, Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished. That's them weapons, man. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished so that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? It contempteth the rod of my son as every tree. And he have given it to be furbished that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened and is furbished to give into the hand of the slayer. With the slayer is Esau, man. But the scripture says a lot here. It says that it's sharpened to make a sore slaughter. So them weapons Esau's making, them troops, they're gonna have fun. They're not training for no reason, man. They're gonna have fun putting people to death, all right? All the target practice they've been practicing on Jake, they're gonna have fun getting their hands on you, man. On the wicked of our people, man. They're gonna have fun in general going after Jake when the chains are offered them. Basically, it's gonna be a free for all. They're gonna come into whatever. Think about like whatever the ghetto community in America or in Britain, the roughest area, right, so called, which is predominantly where Jake is gonna be at. They're going to make you look silly in there. They're going to come in there and clean you out real quick, man. They're going to bring fear upon you, man. All right? The craziest, so-called craziest area you don't want to walk in at night. Esau is going to roll through there with them furbished troops to bring a sore slaughter upon you, man. All right? And that's coming. So it says, sword is, and then, so it says, should we then make mirth? It said, should we then make mirth? Meaning party and bullshit. Which is all niggas want to do, man. Party and bullshit. Even in this COVID era I said that word, that C era, the jab era, all this stuff that we're living in, this time that we're in, all 2/3 want to do is make mirth, man. Party and bullshit. They want to get jabs to party, man. I keep saying that, but whatever, spirit. They want to take these J's and these V's to get to party, man. The mirth spirit. The Lord's bringing an end to that, man. That's why the Lord said, should we then make mirth? This is a serious time, man. The time we're in, man, the demons are more active, trying to mess with brothers that are doing this work, shit's getting harder in society to maneuver, It's getting harder to do things in this kingdom. So we're not in a time of mirth. That's why the Lord said that. Should we then make mirth? It's like, put a question mark. Look, it ain't the time to party and bullshit, man. This is the time to get serious, man. All right? Judgment's coming, man. Esau's getting ready to come down with that great wrath, man, using his blessing, which is the sword. There's many scriptures on that, man. So it says, it contempteth the rod of my son. Should we then make mirth? It contempteth the rod of my son as every tree. And he have given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. The sword is sharpened, and it is furbished to give into the hand of the slayer, right? And this is the Lord, right? The Lord is putting the spirit on Esau to furbish his swords, man, to get ready for what's coming. The Lord is putting a vicious spirit on Esau to use against Jake, man, the wicked of our people, man. All right? So you best believe Esau's getting all into it, man, in the middle of nowhere training, man. All right? So it says to give it into the hand of the slayer. And that's Esau. Esau's the slayer. That's Cain, all right? And he's going to use that sword, and he's going to show you, you know, basically his blessing, man, how much of a slayer he is, man. All right? And you know these Edomites, man, when the troops that they're going to use, when it's all out, when they come all out against you, they're going to show you that hatred that they have for you, man. Off the chain hatred, full scale, man. The Lord ain't going to let him hold back, man. You know? So it says, Revelation 12:12, it says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time, all right? And the devil is Esau, right? The Edomites, the system of Rome, this system we're in, all right? This Greek and Roman system that we're in, the descendants of Alexander the Creep. They call him the Great, we call him the Creep. His descendants, man, all right, that are ruling this society, man. They're going to come down with great wrath, yeah, using their troops, because it says, rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have a short time, that he have but a short time, all right? So their time is short. The elites know this, that their time is being cut short to rule. So they're going to come down with their full might, man. That blessing the Lord give them, they're going to come down with that full power of that blessing. The full might of that blessing that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua gave Esau, that's what they're going to come down with upon you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. This is the last hoorah, so to speak. So Esau's going to go out all guns blazing, man, and the Lord's going to allow him to bring a heavy punishment upon, the disobedient of his people, man. All right, those of our people that fan their hand at his word, those that didn't want to hear this truth, that said, we ain't trying to hear you crazy, so-and-so's on those corners, man. We ain't trying to hear this. We ain't trying to hear that the MOTB is that, is that thing that they're going to put in us. We ain't trying to hear that. But guess what? It's all coming to pass now, man. So the Lord's about to bring that judgment upon the wicked of his people, man. All right, and Esau's going to come down with that great wrath, because the time is short, man. So this is not a time of mirth, man. This is a time to be getting more serious, all right? More serious in all things, how we deal out here, man, because it's getting heavy, man. All right? This is Matthew 24:15. It says, when ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet stand in the holy place, whoso readeth, let him understand. Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. So this is the Lord, Yahushua, basically letting Jake know that the Romans was about to come down upon them, because the abomination of desolation is going into the Antiochus Epiphanes and the Greeks, and basically when they, subdued Judea and took the temples, man, and done all kind of odious and abominable works in the temples of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, the temples of the Lord, man. But this is now the Lord Yahushua, telling Jake at that time that, look, the Romans was about to come down upon you, man. And that's what we're telling Jake now. The Roman Empire, the Empire of America, the Empire of Britain is about to come down upon you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, with great slaughter. So this is what the Lord was saying. He said, stand in the holy place. Whoso readeth, let him understand. Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains, yet escape. Get out of there, pretty much, because they're going to come down with such great wrath, man. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. Yeah, your belongings. Just get out of there, basically. The judgment's about to come down. Get out of there, man. That's what the Lord was saying. So this is kind of what we're saying now. Not kind of, it is what we're saying now. The judgment's about to come down. You need to get into the hedge of the Lord, because we can't flee this. Even us teaching His word, you know, the brothers that believe of the hopeful elect, Lord willing, we're going to escape through the Lord, spiritual powers, or however the Lord wants it. We might have to even get captured and taken to concentration camps. However the Lord wants it, we got to let it be so, right? You know, there is no like escaping this. We can't plan to run anywhere or whatever. You know, we might, you know, make moves. Brothers might go, you know, go somewhere in the sticks or whatever. But at the end of the day, we can't escape what's coming down. There's no tactic to escape it. Just trust in the Lord. You know, by that time, the Lord said, look, said, let him which is in the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. Like, F your belongings, man. Your life is more important, man. Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. Yeah, women, man, you know, because the Lord's going to judge women too. These wicked women out here with their children that have been, you know, talking shit about their men, you know, basically the state's been defending them. The Lord said, woe unto you that are with child in those days, man. You know, woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. All right. Yeah, because when Esau comes down with these troops, you think he's going to care about some, you know, some broads in you know, in estates or house in you know, council housing or whatever? You think he's going to give two shits? He's going to raid them and take the fucking child and you to the camps where they're told to take you, man, or put you to death, man. So this is what's coming down, man. This is the harsh reality of what's about to come down, man, in these days. All right. So it says, but pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. And that's the truth. The Lord said, pray ye that this is what I was at that time. Pray that it don't happen in the winter. And that's, you know, when Esau makes moves is when it's at the worst conditions. Because if you got to escape your house and it's winter, it's like the worst conditions to be out there. But hey, the Lord can have it go down like that, man. So this is what's happening. The Lord can have it where Esau can roll in the winter, kick you out of your houses, put you in camps in the dead of the winter, man, in the snow and cold. That's why it's so important to believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. You know, to have faith, you know, faith, that's what's important, man. It says, but pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on a Sabbath day. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, and yet the great tribulation that there's never been is coming, all right? And remember, this is the last wicked kingdom to rule before the kingdom of our Lord, Yahweh Shai. Before the kingdom of heaven, this was the last kingdom that was set to rule. So you know the Lord's going to let it go out with a great bang, great tribulation, great evil on the earth. That's how the Lord's going to have it play out, man. Great tribulation like there never was since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. All right. And except those days should be shortened, there should be no flesh saved. But for the elect's sake, those days should be shortened. And that's the brothers that believe of the hopeful elect. We're hoping to be delivered. So the Lord's shortening these days, man. That's why everything's speeding up, man. All right. The way the judgment's speeding up on the earth, you know, the prophecies are speeding up because the Lord, you know, is going to deliver his elect from these troubles, man. So, you know, it's time, you know, time for us to get more serious, man, because he's preparing, all right? Esau's preparing, he's on job with what he's got to do, man. You know? So, you know, with that, I'm just going to say all praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the Akim that are teaching this word. Shalom Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Quadash. Shalom, shalom.